Unmute the mic, you moron. Hi, guys.
Rivals is all about hunting down the next fastest time, always chasing that person above you. And if you ever get to the top, watch out.
In 2 road circuit races. Well, we'll get that during one of those. Hello, can you hear me and see me?
Okay, Corey, what's next? Okay, Corey, I have set your route to the dirt race event.
Hey, you know you can see Japan in a whole new way? The drone can be used to explore
Hitting
from
the
different
wrong
heights
buttons
to help you
doesn't
see
help.
things from a different perspective.
Okay. Let's see. I think this car is more dangerous than the Hi T. First 45 times in somebody's hole 45 times. We're headed towards the race. I think. Yeah. Let's see how bad I do today. Make sure we get all the potential photos. Can y'all hear and see me or no? Because y'all seem to come in and y'all things and then y'all went quiet. Game lagged for a second there. Keep up, Xbox. We're not ready to replace you. Okay. It's not even a fucking stump party. Are those just every hour? Let's start getting boards. Let's see.
Invested in some skis yet? Hope you weren't too cold exploring the Sotoyama region.
Let's fast travel here.
Let you know, you got them all. Yeah, bad.
And we're gonna go here. And now there's one more piece we're missing. Right around this curve. 497 on the roads. Now back to our mission. Get every bonus board that I don't have to get on top of a fucking building for. Because I've tried a lot of those and it fucking sucks. That's the one that's on the ski thing. Okay, yeah, back and wait. I'll wait till she figures out the secret. Is this gonna be a winter board? Gonna be on water that I can't get to till winter? Is it gonna be late in the season? Or is it gonna be thin one? No, it's iced over because there's snow. Okay. Okay, board should be right around here. Right there. Board. Should be another one. That's on top of a fucking roof. I'm not gonna even bother with that, man. Of this board. Yay. Clear this little bit of road. Stars on that trailblazer, and we're nearing where a board is. And that's a rock. Okay. See where this board is. Road 499. Okay, back to map. That was on top of something. The thing, if I don't do this carefully and my brain doesn't stay focused, I'm just gonna keep fast traveling to the same ones over and over again and being like, oh shit, that was the one from earlier. Because I will do that, because that's how my fucking brain works. Okay, got that one. That's the one that's on the house. I've still yet to decide how that's going to work. What I mean by that is I've yet to see Chloe do it and either decide to replicate what she does or hand her the controller. It's about how that works, folks. That's 122. It'd be so much easier. I just kind of like turned off everything I don't need. All right, that's actually a lot easier. Okay. So that's, I'm thinking that's it. So we're going to travel there. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Okay, that's a board. Board and I think an unfinished road. Me through. Yep, 500 roads. There we go. 171 to go. Let's see. So now we're going sideways. So now that would be this board. How have I missed them? Really? Let's just keep missing the fucking board. There we go. Okay, board. There's a mesh cat down here. Hi, Matcha Tea. Okay, so now that would be this board. Oh, you're on top of a roof too. How cute. I mean, I can try. This is coming up. Might be easy on this one. No. It's not even the path of the building. Way too low. Okay, never mind. That's some. Okay. Here. There's a mascot and a barn find. Both of those things are good. Straight from here to the barn find.
So, we have a possible 90s GT 500 champion behind these doors. Want to get some footage of this? Wow. Number 23 Nismo Skyline GTR. Just look at that engine.
This was an on-track monster back in the day. Both a championship and constructors winner. Untouchable up until '99 when it was swapped out.
It was still used in the festivals, right, Yuji? I heard it was at some of them in the 2000s.
That's right. It was around for a few years after its retirement. Look at the build-up on the bodywork. The upkeep would have been costly, which I assume is why it's been left in the middle of repairs.
I'm actually really hyped about this one. Yuji, work your magic.
This will need some garage time, but
Okay. Was that the one that I was just at? Am I fast traveling right back to the one I was just at? I think I am.
We got it. I'll let you know when it's ready.
Yes. So now we fast travel here then. Again, I get sidetracked and we're fucked. You better not be on the middle.
Spill that tea.
160 out of 200 on those mascots. Okay. So we have a mascot and a treasure car here. Somewhere. The mascot's there. Treasure car. You take a picture in case I need it. And I did. Collect.
Oh wow, the M1. 1981, I think. I wonder how long it's been here. Well, time to roll our sleeves up and give this showstopper a glow up. Wow, it's like we reversed time. Shame that we haven't. This model has quite the history.
Okay.
I know I could have finished this roads because I don't want to. I'm on a mission.
It's waiting for you in the garage.
We have
think for a
7
German
out of the 9
manufacturer,
treasure
There's some
cars.
distinct Italian design going on here. Well, you would not be wrong. Let me guess. Straight to a road race in the M1? Really? Everything ticked off up
Don't
there?
go off the edge, just get the
I hope you
motorcycle.
invested in some thermal gloves.
Why do I feel like that one's gonna be on top of something? I was right. Okay, I'm gonna be right back, folks. Enjoy the ride. Let me see if I get a picture first. I need it. I already got it. right back. Okay. Back. Now let me get back into a rail car. So I can get into the truck. Okay. There we go. Backboard Jason. We got 2 out of that. That's a good one. Oh, come on. Ain't that hard. We're getting down to the last stretch of... Okay, so... let's go here first. They're hard little fucking assholes.
a favor and film this find? It'd really mean a lot. Wow. The nostalgia is really hitting me right now. This is my dad's '62 Lincoln Continental. He sold it when I was still tiny, but he told me all sorts of stories about this car. He poured so much passion into every inch of this thing.
You can see how well he looked after this car, May. Even from the paint scheme alone, everything is high quality. Down to all the details of a classic American lowrider.
He had a group of friends in the '80s, all into the same lowrider custom builds. They'd curate their cars for shows and meets, showcasing their latest upgrades.
I assume he had heavily lowered the chassis. Unfortunately, here it sunk down to the floor over time. But look at that interior. I'll be extra careful with this repair, May.
Thanks, Yuji. I think finding this car, fixing it up, and breathing life into it once more will be my greatest show of appreciation to him.
The car's back at Yuji's now. I'll give you a call once he's worked his magic.
Okay, let's see. What do I need to do? How am I supposed to land on it? Supposed to go down here? Come on up. That was close. That was too far that way. And that got us the bonus point. Now we can go finish out this little road. Let's cut across it. Okay. I don't remember if I went for that one or not. Okay. We're gonna pass on that one for now. Let us go back.
Around when it is safe to do so.
feel like I've lost the plot. I'm back to chasing marbles. You already got that.
Look what we have here. You should get recording. If this is what I think it is, you're not gonna want to miss it. In its prime, I can only imagine what this Toyota 2000 GT would have looked like. Stunning, I bet.
Not only beautiful, but incredibly high-performing. It was manufactured to be both comfortable for everyday use, but still race-ready. Really, it could be considered one of Japan's fast supercars.
Extremely rare, too. I heard only a small amount were ever produced for road driving.
Indeed. This one's had its interior stripped
Okay,
out.
guys.
Been resting for a good while. When we get this back up and running, it will be truly impressive.
Well, it looks like we're gonna need to order a lot of parts. Let's get it loaded,
Be
Yuji.
right back.
Considering half the car's interior has been stripped.
Okay, guys, bear with me.
turn around when it is safe to do so.
See if I can press the right fucking buttons. This truck was much more drivable like a day ago.
Yards. Turn sharp right.
We're gonna see. And then momentarily we'll probably split the stream, lose something. About right. No, I'm glad to hear that, T. Always makes me feel good to hear that there's improvements. There'll be more improvements eventually if I can ever get these symbols to match. Which Sage and I have spent most of the morning and afternoon until I'm working. And I feel bad for everybody, but the little red banner on the website's staying until I know we're done. So people kind of know, look, if your stream goes offline, that's just part of the show. Because I want to get this right. And once I get this right, I can start moving back to our plugins. Okay, this vehicle was not as bad last time. Let me just find something a little maybe more tolerable for what I'm trying to do. So I don't know why. And trust me, the people I got the Cape Town server from are trying to convince me to move our Joburg server over. So both of our South Africa servers are with them. The only difference is if I move the other one over, it costs 3 times as much. You know? I mean, obviously, if they've got data centers, you know, they're good. But, like, it's funny. But if I move it over, it's like 3 times as much as what we're paying for the other one now. And that's not, like... And, like, I'm not saying that it's not important. you are important. Other people in South Africa are important. But we have two edges there anyway. Yours, which is at a really decent data center, and the other one that's at an... It's not a bad data center. I wouldn't do business with bad data centers. I mean, I've been in the server business most of my life. You know, like the one that you're with now, that the Cape Town server at, is pretty much a world-class, data center. And then I would say the one that the Joburg edges is probably one to two steps below. But it's not like 5 or 6 steps below in like the cheap shit server market. You know, they're still in the good, the top 2 tiers, So they're still, again, in the top grade of servers. And so I don't know if it's worth our cost going up just for the other South African edge to go up 3 times what it is now. Now, say you brought in 30 people that were closer to Johannesburg, then that'd be different. But increasing the cost by 3 when we probably have... I mean, we have what? How many people on the platform that are from South Africa, other than yourself? I mean, we have Kuska, we have... yeah, GT Gaming. I knew their thing ended in Za. I didn't know. I'm like, but I'd forgotten the name. But yeah, and I don't know if I know you. I think one you said was closer to Joburg than to Cape Town. I don't know about the other. But it's like we have 3 people that we know, you and 2 others, in an entire country. And that country has 2 edges dedicated to it for 3 people. So raising the cost and raising our server dependency in that area. Plus, you don't just cut over, which means the old edge would probably stay on for a month while the new edge was tested, and so it just, to me, it's like right now that's not the time to make that choice. Because I think your area is very well covered. I mean, we have more people in Australia, and they're all pulling from Sydney, and Australia's fucking massive. But I have not... hey, Big Mike, how are you? Your training is done. Congratulations. How do you feel? I'm sure, it's been a bit. You've missed a lot. I don't know if you got to see it in the Discord. I got dismissed / expelled from college. Funniest thing ever still to me. Yeah, that was fun. For calling them out, by the way, for them breaking the rules and me calling. Like, I'm not that kind of person to call for violence or action, so I'm not going to call for violence, but I will call for action. If y'all ever run into the president of Master College, Shakitha Sims, egg her, throw rocks at her. That's not violent. If you pick small rocks, they won't hurt her. Just do it. It's the right thing to do. It's what God told us all to do. I can promise you God came to me in my sleep and said to throw eggs at her. But no, like literally college president, So I went to the student services, they couldn't do anything. I went to student grievances, they couldn't do anything. And they said, well, escalate it to the college president. And then the college president did not even acknowledge my issue. She's just like, you're a problem student. Dismissal. So, yeah, if you see a Shakitha Sims, throw some fucking eggs at the bitch. But I do have the state of Texas investigating that college, so we'll see. And I'm going to get my laptop even if Chloe has to go down there and literally pry open the doors of their building and take a laptop. I don't give a rat's ass. I will get what is owed to me. But that college fucked up. How tough was the training then if you're that sore? Like, that feels like it must have been really tough training. The milestones are always good. You know, like, I even look at getting thrown out of college as kind of a milestone in just the weirdest way, because I've never been thrown out of school in my life. I've never been in trouble for anything school related in my life. So it was kind of like funny. I mean, it's not funny. I was probably their top student, but it's still kind of fun. As much as I hate to, you know. But yeah, I mean, at least I think Texas investigating it filled out a bunch of fucking paper. Should probably call them and be like, have you guys taken care of this shit yet? Because at this point, I'm giving no fucks. I'm just going at it now. Like, nice Corey's over. Now we're at the fuck around find out Corey. You know, they brought that out and now they just have to pay the price. And it's not going to end well. And I learned so much too. Finding out that, like, the college didn't get its accreditation on its merit. They got it by buying out other colleges. And that they're owned by an Israeli company. The whole thing, like, now that I know as much as I do about the college, it's kind of like, that's sketchy as fuck. Because guess what? It's sketchy as fuck. No, I don't want fast travel. I want to go that way. Thank you. But yeah, it's interesting. But, you know, we're still doing great things here at Valora. We are growing our own, you know, because everybody knows that we don't use Amazon Web Services or Rumble Cloud or Bunny Cloud, any of those things. And so, you know, we're building our own CDN, our own content delivery network, and we have 11 dots on the map. 11 dots internationally. With our latest editions of Singapore and Tokyo, we have 11 dots on the map in our own in-house content delivery network. And that's just the beginning. I would like to say by this time next year, that'll be easily 50 dots on a map or more. Oh, wow. I would not be good at that. I would not be a good mechanical engineer. That would be like, I don't have a comparison for that, but I wish your son the best of luck. And hopefully he doesn't suffer the fate I did and get expelled. I mean, again, I got expelled for a bullshit reason, so. They promised in the advertising that after term 1 you'd get a free MacBook Air. When I started, they then turned it around and said, never mind, we're giving MacBook Neos, which, you know, are half the value. And I thought, this is my grant money. This is my scholarship. How can I let them tell me they're going to give me one thing and then go back and change their mind? And so I fought it. And because I fought it, they called me a problematic student. I guess being honest is a bad thing, and I guess holding people accountable is grounds for dismissal. You know, the whole thing is just so... It's bullshit.
Turn around when it is safe to do so. Turn right.
You behind the house? There you are.
In 100 yards, turn right.
You know, I wish I could do the physical stuff. I really do. I'm at 549 roads, by the way. We are eventually going to see the end of this. But it must feel good that the training's done. Now you just gotta get into that groove of work. You know? And I've learned a lot about the grant system. I learned that if you apply for a college and there's money left over in those grants, by law, they have to cut you a check for it. Well, the way the college I was going to, they write it out that your college costs cost exactly what your grant costs, so they don't owe you any. Just one more way it's a fucking scam. So I applied for another college out of here in Texas that I can do still online. And then I told them, as soon as I finished the application, I reached out and I'm like, you know, by the way, if this is going to have a student loan, like if my grant doesn't cover it and there's not money left over for supplies, then just put my application in the shredder because I don't want a loan. And if I don't get free supplies, then I can't afford it. So I'm sure they're looking at my application. They're going to deny me for outright saying just put it in the shredder. But it's true. If I have to pay for a goddamn thing, then I'm not doing it. My whole point was the government owes me. At this point in my life, for how long I've been disabled, the government owes me probably $100,000 at least, I would think. You know? I mean, maybe not. If the government was right, the government would owe me. I'll put it that way. Or the government ain't right. But yeah, it's just like, I'm just trying to get back what I'm owed. That's all. Nothing complicated. And if I learned something too, I guess I fucking learned something. I mean, I gotta tell you, the hardest part of this going to college this time was that I didn't learn any. I know that sounds weird, but like, you know, going to school for business when you've run computer shops and you've been a CEO and you've been on the board of directors of other companies and all of this stuff that I've done my entire life, the only thing I learned is, oh, they have stupid names and stupid acronyms for shit that I've been doing that you would never use that name or acronym for because it's so awkward. And I mean that truly very fucking awkward that you would never use them in the workplace. That's all I learned. At least to this point. Now, once we got to some other stuff, maybe. Stop being a dumb car and go where you're supposed to go. How did you do that calculation, T? Is that American dollars? To get $100,000, someone would have to gift 16,694 subs. Okay, let me do the math. I wanna see. Actually, that would not be right. Right? That would be before the split? Here's platform owner and CEO questioning our own split. I know what our split was. It's 70%. Because we're still on the Christmas promotion fund. I still haven't fucking turned that on. I figure once we get to 2,000. Technically, no. So $5.99 is the sub price. But then you want $5.99 times 0.70. So that'd be about $4. That'd be about $4.19, $4.20. So 100,000 divided by. Actually, you need closer to 23,000 subs after a 70% split. I think. I could be wrong. So if somebody wants to gift me 16,000 subs or 23,000 subs, either way, I am fine. I will take either one. I won't complain. Hell, if somebody wants to donate 1,000 subs, I won't complain. I wouldn't complain for one sub either, but I mean, you know. Okay, come on, car. Don't be this way. It's just a little hedge. You can go through this. This car doesn't want to go through it. And then I missed the thing I'm trying to hit.
You must love Dango. You got all the mascots in
You got all the mascots in this region. Good for me. I'm at 169 of the mascot.
In 200 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Missed my turn. I mean, if somebody gifted that many subs, that would help the platform too.
Turn left.
It would advance our global. I mean, not by a lot.
You have arrived at your
You have to
destination.
think the platform would make about $1. Under $1.50 after fees on all of that. I mean, you know, volts aren't terrible either. It's just they're low margin on small amounts. Like, I don't want this to turn into a business logic stream. But like, when you buy 25,000 volts, like if you went and bought 25,000 volts for $300, right? That's $250 you can give to creators. That's $50 to the platform. But when you buy 1,000 volts, for instance, that's $10 going to creators and $4 going to the platform, minus credit card fees. Because there are credit card fees and shit like that we have to pay. So it's not quite that number. So like volts in a larger volume, like in the 10 and the 1,000 and the 25,000, it helps a lot. I'm not going to say the others don't help. They all help. The 725, the base package of vaults is definitely... I don't want to discourage anyone from buying them. Go ahead, support people. But of course, it's the least return because we have the credit card fees are always going to have... The percentage stays the same, of course. But there's always that... It's always like 2.9% plus... I think it's what, 30 cents, 35 cents a transaction. So on that smaller purchase, we're not only losing the 3%, we're losing the 30 or 35 cents. And then, like, so on the bigger transaction, yeah, we're losing 3%, but we're still only losing the 30, 35 cents, you know? So, like, it's a weird math thing. Okay, I'm going to just go back to getting some mascots here. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to wind this down. And then I think my lady and I are going to co-op for a little bit and knock out the seasonal stuff. But I'll let them go as separate VODs. I'm going to try to not be working too late tonight. But I do have another push I want to get out, but I also don't want to, like, knock everyone offline again. Because we've had to, you know, to do that, like, 3 or 4 times in the past couple of days, and I feel bad about it. I do. I feel bad about it. But, you know, that's why I put the red bar on the front page and made the announcement. Is like, you know, the next couple days we're going to be, you know, through basically tomorrow, we're going to be in a hardcore, you know, update and maintenance mode with servers and shit like that. It's stuff that needs to be done. It's stuff I don't want to have to do, but it's stuff that has to be done. And then after that, we start moving forward into... I mean, first, T will get to do his favorite thing in the world. Test shit. And he will get to hopefully use one of our upcoming plugins and go live. But here's the funny twist to viewers. None of y'all will get to see him. Because it's not public yet what he'll be testing. I mean, you guys have seen it. Y'all all know what's coming. I realized the other day, I looked at my stream manager and I'm like, oh, it says it on the stream manager already. Okay. Oops, leaked our own product. Whatever. You know, plenty of companies intentionally leak their own products. Plenty of companies accidentally leak their own products. I do both. I was just curious. I guess I can't get there from here. Treasure car. Let's get the treasure car. Where the fuck is the treasure? Is it up? Get a picture. Not. Let's collect. Yeah, I am excited. It'll be nice to see somebody else mess with the plugins.
Hopefully the salty sea air hasn't ruined the paintwork. It's in decent condition.
And I really...
Could do with a full valet.
I hope streamers adopt the plugins, even if they don't go full
redesigning
course,
a Le
with
Mans classic. I could
the
see myself
in-house
driving this for
protocol.
24 hours.
I have a strong hope that people will be like, I want to use the plugin. I would like to see a future
Okay. In the
where
garage and ready for its next
8 out of 9
endurance
other
race.
treasure
If
cards,
it was
guys.
mine, I'd be
I would
taking
like to
this
see a
on one
future, and this is going to
huge
sound
Japan road
very,
trip. It's built for
very
endurance.
bold and very
Enjoy
forward,
it. It's a head turner for sure.
because Twitch just gives you RTMP, and I'm pretty sure Kick only has RTMP, if I'm not mistaken. I would like to see a future that by the end of 2026, beginning of 2027. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad Corlith is finally coming over. I saw he joined the Discord earlier. I think he's an absolutely fantastic. Were you guys talking? Did she text you too early? You know, again, there's a reason plugins are coming. And I don't know if Ansem is still here. He was here earlier. You know, it's gonna make people's lives easier. But no, I have a goal that I would like to see by the end of this year or beginning of next year, where we don't even support RTMP anymore. Like, it's gone. Goodbye. Out. You're done. You're an old protocol. You've served your time. Retired. Flat. You know, like just like our call on HLS. You know, we made the call that HLS was too old to keep in service. And that's why you can have WebRTC or LLHLS. You know, and you have to be brave enough. Because the companies and products and businesses that are not brave enough to take the risk and make those changes, you know, if you're not brave enough to take the risk and move forward, then you're gonna forever hold something back. Like, I know people are bitching that the new Mac OS that's coming out later this year won't support Intel Macs anymore. Guys, we're already on Apple's M5. If they keep supporting and keep building drivers, components, compatibility layers for Intel Macs, we're never going to harness the full power of Apple's chips because they're still having to put all this crap in there for Intel. It was like when they went from PowerPC to Intel back in the day, and the jump from Leopard to Snow Leopard, where Snow Leopard was Intel only. And the performance difference on the same exact Intel hardware between Leopard and Snow Leopard were night and day. So Tahoe that we're running now up against whatever they're going to name it, we'll know, what is it, June 6th or June 8th, whatever WWDC is this year, which is, I will also be off, and my phone will be on silent for that keynote. Because, sorry, the platform can wait even if it's on fire. WWDC comes first. Like, you know how some people never miss, like, Easter at church? I never miss WWDC as a religion. And it's Tim Cook's last WWDC, so that's even more important. Just because it's something special. As far as SRT, you know, SRT, despite being called secure, reliable transport, is one of the glitchiest transports I've ever used. I know other platforms that mained SRT, but had so fucking many issues with it that to me it's like I'm not gonna put a lot of weight. I really think, you know, everybody, even if they don't do simulcast layer, if their CPU GPU can't handle it, you know, I think we're at a position where it's gonna be, by next year it'll be WIP and Veloc, you know, honestly. Which I still wish I'd come up with a better name for that. I'm naming a protocol that's going to become the fucking standard because we're doing, you know, far and beyond what the actual mock standard is. And and that's the name that we chose. Yeah, whatever. But the thing is, the name doesn't matter. It's the performance that matters. And I mean, we could have named it Balls, you know. As long as it delivered video well, people would be fine. I'm streaming with Balls. You know, like, for real. You know? Could have named it Shit. You know? I mean, it truly doesn't matter what you name it, you know? Although I don't know what the acronym Shit would turn out to be. Nothing is coming to me. But, you know, again, it doesn't matter what the fuck you name it. It just matters that it works. Like, that to me is the big deal, is it matters that it works. And does it work right now? Yes and no. There are some audio-video sync things that plague even, like, for live purposes, the main upstream. I mean, like, if you went by the standard, and for those that don't believe me, You know, Beam got the headline for their faster than light protocol, which they named it that because the original Beam / Mixer many years ago called their fast protocol that. Two totally different things. But the current Beam's faster than light FTL is Mach based as well, MOQ based, and they got the headline, you know, first shipping Mach based streaming. And then the very next day, 2 days straight, posts in their Discord, and I'm sorry, I know they're partners of ours, so forgive me for shit talking our partners. Because I'm not really shit talking, I'm being honest. The receipts are there, go on their Discord. That they're really. The day after that announcement, and then the day following it, there were posts. We've had to turn this off for certain reasons. We've had to do this for certain reasons. For you that can't use it, we're sorry. Try something else instead. Like every little thing, you know.
Now this is a real
So they got the
special
headline for being
71
first.
Nissan Skyline GTR.
We're going to get the
Recognize it,
headline
Luigi?
for doing it
Recognize
right.
this car from a million kilometers
There's
away.
a difference.
This is like stepping into a time capsule.
A lot of
The
people
Hakusuka
think
skyline.
with
My
like they
mentor
look at the
truly
iPhone and they
poured all
say,
his time into
well,
this car.
Android did that 5
Wasted
years ago.
too.
These were really sought after, weren't they?
Yeah,
All
and
built
Apple watched
specifically for
Android
handling
stumble
aerodynamics.
and fall
Yes,
and
Minnie.
fail
These models
and
would prove
suck
to be
at it.
truly competitive.
And then Apple
All
did it
offenders
better.
became a thing of
Because
style.
you're better off
And didn't this car see victory
not
after
being
victory?
first. Let other
It had
people
real glory days.
do the
Can't
research
believe
and
it's still
development.
intact.
Let other
Even his
people
workbench is in the same place.
Let's
have
finish what your
the
mentor started, right?
the
Yuki?
firsts that then follow
It'll be
up
a
with
full circle
really
moment.
terrible floods of support tickets and shit. And go be the best. You know, don't race to be the first, race to be the best. And that, you know, everything we do at Valora is the race to be the best. And everything that we have shipped to date is number one of its kind in the streaming industry. We have the best chat in the streaming industry. And when I say chat, that includes like the channel points, you know, the custom channel points, cards, and that kind of stuff. We have the best monetization system for audio-visual with sounds and stickers without having to rely on a service like Blur. Everything we have shipped, every single shipped item to date, chat with channel points, with custom channel point cards, sounds and stickers, teams, journals. It's those main features right there. Best in class, no other platform has them, and no other platform has anything that compares. They might have something that tries to do what we do, but they drop short. Because we're not in the race to be the first, we're in the race to be the best. And when the time comes around that we are first and the best, that's just life. And we have had that, you know. Sounds and Stickers was a really motherfucking impressive launch. You know, and people love it. People are uploading sounds. People are earning royalties for sounds being played in other channels. You know, again, it's not about being first, it's about being best. And, you know, myself representing Lejeune Media Inc. and my technology business, Clearly Logic, which, you know, I've run servers under for years. The two businesses, although my former business is not really named because it's more of a back-end piece, it's eventually going to be folded into Lejeune Media Inc., but the damn business has been around for, I think we said, what, in a year or two, it's going to be 25 years, right? Something like that. Which is fucking terrifying. So we're kind of waiting till we make our next decision, and then it might become a child of Pleasure and Media 8 just because easier business structure to manage, as terrible as that sounds. You know, but it's just take the radio station for example. Take It's Your Radio and our Affordicast business we used to run. Back 12, 13, 14, 15 years ago, when Shoutcast and Icecast started becoming popular, but the delays were terrible. They were terrible. It was like, and of course calling into a radio station on real radio, there were delays anyway, and those were very useful and very purposeful because of, we're at 180 of 200, by the way. Very useful and very purposeful because, you know, if you're on regular, you know, radio and somebody says, fuck, you gotta have time to, you know, bleep that out. But on internet radio, you don't have the problem. And so we looked at the protocols behind Shoutcast and Icecast. My brother was a part of this too, as well as a friend of ours from Canada. And we sat down and we said, how can we take this and take it from this latency and shave 80% of it off? Bring it from, at the time, you know, 12 to 15 seconds, depending on server environment. And remember, this is, you know, almost 15 years ago. Bringing that from the 10 to 15 second range to how can we get this within a, you know, 2 to 5 second range? And we sat down for 8 or 9 months and we did it. And licensed it out. We even licensed it back to the original inventors, which is a fun little side note on that, is that we ended up licensing it back to the original inventors of it because we made so many changes. I mean, it was not a fork of their product anymore. It was basically us writing, you know, we wrote our own harness basically for it. And so we got to, you know, get some money from the original people that created it because they're like, we want what you've done. And we were going to donate it. We were willing. We were willing to give it to them. They're like, well, give it to you guys with credit. You know, meaning we had to be fully credited. And then, you know, we started talking about it with them, negotiating it. And I told them, I said, I want my name in every piece of software you ship. And that's, I'm promising you that's not an ego thing as much as it sounds like it. It was a marketing thing that I wanted our brand on everything they shipped. And they didn't like that, so they were like, can we buy it from you or license it from you instead? And at first I told them no. At first I told them, I said, nah, I'm good. I don't need your money, I'm good. And so we continued to sell servers direct to consumers that had the advantage. And because we were doing that over time, they realized, they're like, our own business is failing because somebody else has done our thing better than us. And so I finally caved, and I'm like, okay, you know, you ain't getting it for free. That deal's off the table, you know. You didn't like my terms then, so you screwed the pooch there, you're done. And we inked a deal for money. And it worked out very well. Worked out very well for us. We had some fun for a while. And now, you know, over a decade later, here I am doing the same thing. But instead of audio, it's video. Like, we're doing the same thing we did with audio 10, 15 years ago, now with video. You know, to me, it is strange because it's like I've been here before, but no, it really. What we're doing is beyond special. There will never be another company like ours on the face of this earth. It's just like if Apple ever closed, there would never be another Apple. There will never be another company of the magnitude or the vision of Apple, just like there will never be, another Steve Jobs. There will never be somebody of that level of visionary. Myself being the closest living equivalent to Steve Jobs. And after me, there probably won't be many visionaries. I think that era ends with me. Because you can only innovate so much. I mean, we're at a point that phones are phones. Let's be real. We're at a point where phones are fucking phones. How much further can we really, go with them? Until we're, implanting something in our brain, which is not something I necessarily agree with. And the whole wearables thing, I would love to see it be cool and work and good, but I'm also like, well. What? Oh, is it up there? And I have no idea, because that was where I was headed next. You probably... Or maybe you go through the building. There was one where you climbed, I think. Or was that a race? 5 feet. You're kidding. Let me go back and investigate. Come on, you little BMW, you can do this. Oh, you mean wait in there? I'm just curious what's inside first. So there have been buildings that have had ramps inside. Not ramps, but passages. And let's go. Let's see what this is. Sure. Because this is how drones work. Wish I could fuck back up. Like, how the fuck? You know, I see it. She's like, you have to jump this? Maybe here? Yeah, that's I know I probably start. So you don't need to be fast. No. Oh, fuck you.
Hi. Hi, T. Backseat driving.
Now that was a land.
That's fair.
That was a land. Actually, what I'm gonna do. So T, Mike, if you're still here, anybody else is still here. I'm gonna end this so this VOD processes, and then we're gonna start again. We're gonna start again for the co-op once we get her set up. And I gotta reset up her avatar probably. So guys, remember, always pay it forward. Simple gestures matter. What might not be a lot to you might be life-changing to somebody else. To your friends, to your family, to your loved ones. If you can go see them, go see them. If you can't go see them, call them, text them. Life is short. Don't be a fucking terrible human being. It doesn't look good on you. It doesn't look good on me. It doesn't look good on anybody else. And always strive to make a dent in the universe. I will see you guys in like 5 or 10 minutes tops when we come back with a co-op. So see you then, guys. Like in 5 or 10. See ya.